Thank you very much for the Master of Ceremony, and this is really great opportunity for me because I'm maybe only two for us, the Indonesian here. So I really grateful that I will be standing here to present something from Indonesia. So I would like to introduce myself. My name is Admiral Musajudus, but I'm not Navy. I'm civil, and you can call me Musa. So in this opportunity, I would like to present the result survey of the earthquake that occurred in the 2022 in the Sumatra Island. Sumatra Island is located in south part of the Thailand. Yeah, as you know that we have 2004 earthquake and tsunami in 2004, and also affected to the coastal part of the Thailand. And then I working as the government officer in National Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics, and my position as the earthquake and tsunami observer. Uh, so, okay. This is my profile. So, this is my profile as the earthquake and tsunami observer. I also do the field survey in some places of the disaster, such as from the 2018 Banten Java earthquake, Pasaman Barat earthquake in 2022, Cianjur earthquake 2022, and then tsunami field assignment in Palu earthquake and tsunami, Banten tsunami, Flores earthquake and tsunami 1992. 1992 Flores earthquake and tsunami is the first national disaster in Indonesia. And in 1994 Banyuwangi earthquake and tsunami. 1995 Gili, which at the time still Indonesia, but nowadays has been the independent country, Timor-Leste. 1996 Irian Jaya earthquake and tsunami. This is the eastern part of Indonesia, and 2000 Banggai earthquake and tsunami. For 1992 until 2000 is the preservation information for the last one, because before 2004 the literacy or source of the reference is lack. So we do the preservation, and this is also unique because in Indonesia, in Java Island especially, there is less than 5 magnitude earthquake, but it can be induce the fatalities and casualties. Yeah, this is a problem for the urban location in Java Island, that less than 5 can be induce the fatalities and casualties. Okay, then this is the outline of this presentation. First is introduction, earthquake situation, damage situation, result, discussion, conclusion, and reference. This place actually my hometown in Sumatra, North Sumatra. So this is really have the own different perspective for me, because we investigate this with our family also. So at the time, the earthquake at the 1 October in the 2:30 a.m., I called my family. Is there any felt earthquake? And they said yes, we felt the earthquake strong. Felt in that location. Yeah, in this part you can see this part. This is the Toba Lake, the largest lake in Indonesia, and this location located in the active fault we call Renun Fault. From 2011, June 16 to 19, and 2022 October 1 to 4, the on-site post-event survey team organized by BMKG did post-near field survey, investigate the effects of the northern Takanoli earthquake in the near epicenter. So this earthquake not related to the subduction zone. This earthquake related to the active fault that location along of the North Sumatra until South Sumatra. So this is one of the longest fault in Indonesia. The earthquake survey team consists of BMKG regional Medan office and center in Jakarta. So this is the second of the 2022 northern earthquake. You can see that the yellow and orange MMI located only on those areas. And then this broken houses due to the 2022 northern earthquake. Only one fatality time. Yeah, maybe I would like to introduce the earthquake history, devastating earthquake history in Sumatra. From the north until to the south, we have the devastating earthquakes. Since 1918, at the time still on the before the independence country, the Dutch people has made a lot history of the Sumatra earthquake. Which man is the person or Dutch person who brought the destructive earthquake in Sumatra? So at the time, 1936, 1931, 1916 is still remembered by the old people in North Sumatra until to the south. Yeah, you can see that this is we were devastated, attacked by the tsunami because of the volcano here, Krakatau, and then in this part 2007 tsunami due to the Bengkulu earthquake, in 2005 Nias earthquake, and in 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake. This is really active because this moves 6 centimeters per year, and then it's also active form because the slip rate is still moved until now. The 12-11 earthquake at 7.08 per time, more popularity than the Sarula earthquake. Sarula is the name of the sub-regency there, magnitude 5.5, and the 2022 earthquake at 228 local time, more popularity than the Thailand earthquake at 5.8. And the earthquake epicenter looks to be the activation of the random fault signal. This Sumatra fault system divided into 15 segments. So for the North Sumatra province, divided into 3 segments. The segment that shifting in the 2022 is the Renon segment, and in the 2011 is the Toru segment. So we make the segmentation for the each block of the fault. Yeah, this is the earthquake situation that since 2009 until 2021. In BMKG, we make plotting the seismicity, the earthquake epicenter located in this area. The red means the shallow earthquake, but in the yellow is the intermediate earthquake. That at the time we call this intermediate earthquake because the depth is in the medium. During the summer earthquake, BMPG noted that about 696 aftershock had shaken the region since 16 to 20 June 2011, with the 77 of them was felt. So we can see that more than 1 month, people in North Sumatra still living in the outside. So at the time, BMKG go to the near epicenter to those village and sub-regency to make the inform about the aftershock when will it end. 11 years later, so still remember for the 2011, 2022 Tarutung earthquake noted that about 156 aftershocks had shaken the region since Saturday 1 to 10. So 10 days, people in North Sumatra still living in the outside. Until now, if I call my grandfather and grandmother, they still remember also the earthquake that occurred in the 1987. Until now, so it's maybe almost 35 years. Yeah. So this is the really active fault. Yeah, this is the location, like the focal mechanism showing that it is the strike slip is transformed. Next slide. Okay. This is the seismicity that still is similar to the previous map, but the I would like to highlight that there is many sub-agencies that felt the earthquake. Until the highest is 7 MMI scale in the Ahai and then 6 MMI at Pagaran, Borong and Sepakuta, 5 MMI at Pintong Ituta, and so on. Like we calculate about 4 to 5 agencies that affected. In total, the casualties toll continues to rise, and the latest official estimate is that 1 people died. But 1 people died is not because of the building collapse, but because he was on the hospital and then shocked after the earthquake. Yeah, this is the picture that we got from the Tarutung sub-agency. At the time, an estimated 2,626 houses have been destroyed, 71 prime buildings were damaged, 24 offices were devastated, 23 schools and educational institutions, 31 road, 2 medical infrastructures, and 9 bridges were damaged. The earthquake has disproportionately affected children and the elderly, as many were not able to move enough to safety, especially during midnight. Yeah, at the time we visit this place, we also find some landslide point, and thank you. And we also felt the voice, earthquake voice, because we can see that about 20 earthquake aftershock that still felt. You can see like boom, and near epicenter the voice of the earthquake. So it correlates to the near epicenter location we visit. So this is the main situation. We see that half of the wall is the bricks and half of the wall is wood. But we can see the wood is still standing, but for the bricks is collapsed. Yeah, this is unique because of the materials that they use. And then this also we found the ground breaking, but we cannot see the surface structure. We only see the ground breaking everywhere. Yeah. The epicenter is very shallow and close to the residential area, and some damaged area there were few better constructed buildings which suffered only minor damage, while other buildings with poorer constructions and its surroundings suffered major damage. And there are 2 types of residential buildings which are commonly used by local people. Rumah Batak means the local ethnicity in North Sumatra, use the wooden elevated house. We can see maybe partially in the North Sumatra, which is usually used by the original people of Batak, and landed houses, which is usually used by modern residents, and those migrants who mostly come from the other province in North Sumatra. This is the result of our observation. House built without columns or with columns but with insufficient reinforcement. Building without columns, constructed using bricks, which is founded using mortar, mixing of cement and sand. Most of the building use poor mortar, small amount of cement mixed with too much sand. So this is unique because they may be because of the economical background, so they choose with the poor mortar. B, building using columns but with insufficient reinforcement, for example, using only 1 or 2 steel bars, or even worse, using wood as reinforcement. This is they continue from the 2011 to 2022. So they are not retrofitting, but only make the reinforcement with the wood. C, reinforcement of column using steel bar with small diameter of 6 to 8 millimeters below the minimum requirements, 10 millimeters. Yeah, in Indonesia, we make a seismic code to the residential area. We have the rules, for example, like this in the North Tapanuli, 10 millimeter, but they are not obeying. They are disobeying the rules of 10 millimeter. We call it that they are not conveyed to the rules. Poor quality of mortar, and 3 is unique, inferior structure. In North Sumatra, the number of houses with heavy roof tiles and light sheet platform are more or less equal. Even though the local people have known that light roof structures have better earthquake resistance, but for many reasons, people are reluctant to use this type of roof. One of the reasons is that roof tile is more comfortable and also cheap. Yeah, this is also about the many multi-background and design. Yeah. This is also similar to the previous slide. This is like the small notes of us. So the construction of the houses are substandard. The reinforcement of the columns with wood and the of concrete is very poor. So this is really the better retrofitting for the future is must for the government. Then we also find this the other natural phenomena, the unusual drying of hot spring. There is also reported in a public report of hot spring getting dry in Spolon. It was occurred just after the earthquake started. And as discussion, nearly all school buildings in the devastated area collapsed, but the government buildings still are intact. Most of the construction were made from concrete without steel frames to cut costs. In the rural area, nobody cares building code and inspections. And this is what BMKG, my institution, do. Land use planning based on geophysical information like seismic zoning and microzonation is one of the most useful in the mitigation test followed by the implementation of building codes, particularly with the high-rise buildings. But in the North Sumatra, we have no high-rise buildings. We only until three floor buildings. The rural areas, it is of high importance to teach people how to apply earthquake resistant design to simple dwelling houses. The most important thing is that policies are implemented. This is still low policies implemented. That means there should be inspection to see that the building codes are implemented. Without this, the building code is useless. As the conclusion, the earthquake is a reminder of the serious future seismic threats faced by Northern family. Most of the damaged buildings and dwelling houses were due to unsuited engineering, poor masonry, and the use of poor quality of building materials. In many cases, there was a tendency to build houses with too heavy roofing. Yeah, this is also in my house, also with too heavy roofing. Obviously, there is also a fact that the maps from previous earthquake were not repaired properly. Yeah, we should be lesson learned from the 1987 and 2011. But until 2022, they still are not progressing in building houses. In most cases, heavy cracks occurred at the joints. The destroyed items were mostly dwelling houses showed us two things. Building standard and building codes have not been properly applied, and seismic representation followed by land use plans. Okay, this is the evidence. Then, thank you.
Are there any questions, comments to our admiral?
First of all, thank you very much for your presentations and very impressive loss and damage information. I would like to know, because you mentioned about the second disaster, for example, after earthquake with the landslide. I would like to know fire. Did this happen after this earthquake in Indonesia or not?
Yeah, for this case, we're not. But in some cases, was occurred. For example, in Palu earthquake, I've mentioned before that in the Palu earthquake, especially in the Balaroa location, there is the fire at the time. So partially of that village at the time, we have seen that like the dark, and then because of the electricity at the time, the power electricity, and Yeah, it's a urban area. Palu is the capital of the province of the Central Sulawesi. So but not all, because this is regency, but not so many, because the location of the epicenter is not in the capital of regency. It's location in the sub-regency called Pamonanga. So location to the urban maybe still 10 kilometers from there. Yeah. And many landslide, fire, and then in the Palu we find liquefaction, tsunami, and rockfall. Rockfall is different with the landslide. In the Pasaman earthquake, I'm going to break this. Uh, yeah, uh, yeah, is this one. In Pasaman Barat earthquake, we find that rockfall that fallen to the river. It make the river cannot propagate the water, and then when the heavy rainfall, it make the large flood at the time. So it make the houses in the river area also affected at the time. So it's struck in the river side.
Thank you very much. The reason why I asked you about the second disaster, because I think that the recommendations of the future recovery plan should, add on about the related disaster impact after the earthquakes as well. And next, I would like also to listen Thai's perspectives first. ค่ะอาจารย์สุธิศักดิ์
Sutisak Salalam from Kasesa University. Thank you very much for sharing us this information. I was surprised by 1,000, 2,000 of houses that damaged by the earthquake magnitude that is not quite strong. In 5.5 and 5.8 is moderately to low, actually. It is, but also, again, when you show all the information, we can see that we have a lot of non-engineer house. It's in a house that maybe not applied by the Indonesian building code, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly.
I think we face the same thing in Thailand. In Thailand building code also apply only for the building that is like 10 meter higher, and also the public building. But again, from your conclusion, I also shocked about the failure or the collapse of the school building. Yeah. And the next one, I think. Right. Say that all school building in the area collapse. This is not quite good because these are all the public, building. Yeah. And my question is, all those school buildings are under the building code.
I think, yeah, school buildings is public, but they are also not, they are disobeying the rules.
Again, but do you know the peak ground acceleration of
Big ground acceleration.
yeah,
PGA.
all those two events?
For the PGA, we are not really focused for the PGA, because in Indonesia we based on this seismic zoning and microzonation. It's based on natural frequency.
Because 5.5 and 5.8, but you also see the ground crack.
Ground.
So I think it's quite shallow. Probably it's very shallow, and then the peak ground acceleration might be quite large as well. Otherwise, there might be some area that you could have a contraction because of 5.8. I'm not sure, but there might be some other things that can make it even worse. And then just add up to Ajahn Patita about the second disaster. About Palu saw the second disaster occur. The submarine landslide causing the tsunami, the liquefaction causing the very large land movement, landslide, and then some other fire, everything. Yeah, that you have to look up to. Yeah, thank you very much.
Selamat
Terima kasih Pak.
Okay, I just want to know that the data that you collect for the past earthquake, what will you do for the future? What will you do for the future?
For the post earthquakes.
Yes.
For the
What will you use those data for forecasting or for something in the future?
For the earthquake, maybe we study from the past earthquakes. But for the future, we do this to make the geophysical measurement, like seismic sonic and microsonations, to know the dominant frequency on that land. So based on the seismic sonic and microsonation, we can see the limitation of the floor or the tall of the buildings that can be built. For example, in Jakarta, the natural frequency is 0.8. So we have the study that building less than 0.8 or more than 0.8 is more vulnerable than because of the data. Maybe it's one of the future.
I think that because of the policy of the building code hasn't been implemented, right?
Yeah.
So that your fact and your data for your correction that will be useful for implement that building code that's suited for how can we deal with that code for the building. Because this one is quite horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's a public school.
Public schools, yes.
And we want to also be concerned about the foundation of the building.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's on at the midnight, so not in the daylight. Yeah. Fortunately, at the time. 2:30.
Is there any question?
Okay, I have some question because I think we have similar problem about law enforcement and policy enforcement because in the year 2014 in Thailand we also have the earthquake in north of Thailand. It have similar problem and similar condition that the old building like school or the house of the people they didn't make for earthquake seismic resistant. By the way, the policy to protect the new building, they in practical in Chiang Rai province in north of Thailand, they have the training for the building inspector and they have training for the building contract because of for in order to recover and rehabilitate in the local area they need to build a new house or fix the new house in order to have the more strengthened structure. So in case of North of Thailand, I think have similar problem that the law enforcement is still low, similar to in Malu and in Aceh. And my question is because of in my presentation is related to crisis communication. I would like to ask you what is the crisis system or crisis communication network during the crisis and during the response. For example, what kind of the telecommunication system you use in the emergency, or what kind of the radio and what radio device that you always use in emergency in Indonesia? Thank you.
Thank you for the questions. Maybe my perspective first is from the in Indonesia. Let me see the previous slide.
Utara,
Yeah, this one. Sumatra, we have 5 large islands, and Sumatra is one of the big islands and most populated people living in Sumatra. And they are living in this fault zone because we have also hundred of volcano that make the people love living in the earthquake. Yeah, you know that every eruption they give us a very the interesting land to make the vegetation and something like that. So they are living in the people. I saw that government, the strategic communication of the government, forget that we are living also with the local ethnicity. So they should, because you are the communication strategist, I think the best is government also with the local champion or local community leader to talking about this building code. Because if we like make the enforce force people to understand what is the rules like building code, seismic code, is maybe they're like me. If I living in the North Sumatra and I don't know who is he. He coming only from government, so talking make the socialization, field socialization about the building code. Maybe my trust is low. But if government with the local champion, they can make the collaboration and talking about the seismic building code. Yeah, many factors like the also the local leadership and also yeah make the subsidy. Jadi, so for the bricks, we suggest to use the column. How much the centimeters for every column or meter every column. Like in Palu, some of the dense columns is still built, still standing. Yeah, Pak, ya. Still standing for the 4 meters space, still standing, but more than 4 meters it's collapsed. Like this one is simple actually, but it's need to, because Indonesia still have large ethnicity belief, so they can involve in the local. I think.
I have visited Indonesia for more 3 years.
Yeah.
I would like to know what is how BNPB improves the emergency communication system for early warning system and for emergency communication.
Yeah, BNPB. Yeah, in the Deputy 2, Deputy of Prevention. Like maybe I propose to highlight the Merapi volcanoes in Yogyakarta, Java, that erupted at 2010 and erupted again. Now is still erupted but small. People in Merapi still living to local people. We call this Mbah Marijan. Yeah, Mbah Marijan is the icon of the Indonesia. But we have the local. For the national agency is the geological agency that provide the hazard information. But in local people still believe to the Mbah Marijan. So it's one of the example that we involving the ethnography to the information crisis communication. Thank you.
Any comments or questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the